top tier, you'd be able to replace those with nursery patches. So you'd be able to turn seedlings into like saplings. Now, one of the bonuses of this update would it would free up a lot of bank space. So you could take those seeds and saplings from your bank, put them all in the greenhouse, and then obviously convert vice versa. Now, this is probably going to provide another use for the butler, or introduce a brand new butler. So maybe the butler could go back to your bank, get the blanks, and do something with seeds, or it would be entirely content specific. Also, it's going to look epic. It's going to have specular lighting all over the place, it's going to be transparent, it's going to be something to show off to your mates. It would also offer a disease-free farming patch, which could be linked into your own compost bin. So in conclusion, this is going to free up bank space. It's going to give you extra storage, and it's going to bring two rather complex skills together.
Thank you very much. Well done. Although I like the idea of more bank space. Who doesn't? Moving on then to pitch number 2, the customizable agility course. Maud Lewis R is going to tell us a little about that.
Thank you, Bob Potter. Hello, I'm Maud Lewis R, and the pitch that I'm going to give you today is customizable agility course. Now, when we first were given our 5 pitches, I jumped at the chance to take this agility one because I think it is that epic, and I hope that at the end of this presentation, you're also going to agree with me. But before I go to giving you the juicy details, let's just have a show of hands here in the audience. Who here has 99 agility? Raise your hands. There's a few of you. Okay, keep your hands in the air if you also have 99 construction. And it drops. There's a few, but not many. Okay, thank you. For the rest of you, maybe you want that 99 agility cake, but running around the same agility course over and over, maybe it's just too tedious. Maybe you want that 99 construction cake. Do you have the money to buy the resources? Maybe you don't. This is the update for you. And for those of you that did have your hands in the air, still vote for this, because you're going to agree it's this useful. So, customising your very own agility course. Picture, if you were, an area within RuneScape. It could be a really nice area. It could have a load of trees, a stream running through the middle. There's something the opposite side of it, maybe a chest. What's in that chest? You want to get there, you want to find out. It could be a chunky experience lab, who knows? How do you get there? There's going to be some hotspot areas all across the area, and similar to construction, you're going to build an agility obstacle on each hotspot. The obstacle that you build determines the route that you can traverse from start to finish. So the idea here is to come up with the best set out of obstacles to get from start to finish as quick as possible. But it's not quite that simple. We need to have it a bit more interesting, otherwise you're just going to build a straight agility course. You're going to stick to the same one over and over. So perhaps there could be things going on in the area and you've got to react to it. So for example, if you were to cut a tree in the area to get wood, and you use the wood to build a wooden bridge over the river, there could be angry beavers in there, and these angry beavers could want to come over and eat the wood and take it off the bridge. So you're going to have to react to what's going on and change what you're building. So you're constantly changing and evolving your very own agility course. This is going to be geared up towards 80 to 85 agility construction, so the higher those levels, the better obstacles you can build, the quicker you're going to go over them. What reward do you get? What is in it for you? Well, if you have the skills, and you have the attention to detail to react and plan the best course possible versus time and effort, this will give you the best agility experience in-game based at 85 agility. So, if you want that agility, if you want the construction for building these courses, vote for this. It's the update for you.
Thank you very much. Maud Lewis R. Very nice indeed. Number 3 then. Statues of Gielinor. This one's rather interesting. Will you please tell us more about that one, Vicky?
Okay, so we all love D&Ds, don't we? Who here hunts penguins on a weekly basis? Goes hunting down those evil trees? Maybe jumps on the bandwagon of running around looking for those shooting stars. This is a new D&D that will be aimed at smithing, crafting, construction and magic XP. Okay, I'm going to set the scene for you. You're walking through Varrock and you see a really shiny statue. It's gold, it's gilded, and there's a little guy hammering away with fine details on the bottom. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a pack of imps appear. They raid the statue, strip it of shinies, and disappear in a puff of smoke. You can imagine the hard work he's just put into this statue is, you just find out it is there for a commemoration. The city has basically asked for this statue to be built for an event of some kind, and there's a limited time before the unveiling happens. So you go and help this poor man by hunting down the imps and finding the missing pieces of the statue in record time. Get them back to him, help him build the statue, and he will reward you with a chunk of XP. So this could be basically smithing XP, crafting XP, construction XP, and finally a bit of magic for adding that finishing touch to the statue, going through the grand unveiling, and then he may give you a further reward, which would be an artisan's badge. Now we've all heard of the herald capes of the cities, haven't we? The customisable capes. Currently they're free to play only, and obviously members can get them as well. They have absolutely no stats on them whatsoever, they just look pretty. So these artisan badges, what happens if you get, for example, a mining badge and you attach it to the herald cape from Falador, and you get a lovely boost of XP while mining. So while you're down in the mining guild, something like that, you get a nice big boost, and that lasts for the entire week. So basically, this D&D would happen in all the major cities around RuneScape. We may even potentially add in some new herald capes into each areas with new logos on them. And in each area will be specific XP games that you can actually get for completing this D&D. So in the end, you know, it's something that will happen as you're walking past. You'll be able to just jump into it, quick, run around. This is also a really good way of getting your friends involved, because it's a speed event, everybody can find out where all the bits are, tell everybody else where they are, and then everybody can get the best XP that they possibly can. So it's very much like penguins in that way, where everybody can communicate with everybody else, run around to get the best XP they possibly can.
Excellent. I do like the penguin, I do like the shooting star, thank you very much. Number 4 then. The Altarless Runecrafting Minigame, presented by Slayer. One caveat, Slayer has been talking to a vast number of players today. Her voice has taken a beating. So we'll let the microphone do the work, but go with it. Slayer?
Okay, so it wasn't quite Slayer that we had, but Runecrafting is one of the last 99s that I plan to get, so when I figured that we could possibly make this a bit better, and I know with many of the skills we've got so much choice out there, I mean so many different ways we can train them, but with Runecrafting we've really just got the altars, and there's different methods of doing them, but generally it's just an altar, and I wanted to bring that into a permanent solution, to have an alternative. So picture a factory setting, and it's going to be more or less a puzzle-based game, so it's going to be pretty fast-paced, and you're going to have to combine these runes, and what you're going to get from this is it's going to be the best runecrafting in game. We're hoping to aim it at players 70 plus runecrafting, and apart from being the best XP in game, some of the rewards you might be able to get. I know all of you are struggling with bank space, so I'd like to help you with that and combine your pouches you've got, so you'll be able to combine some of your pouches together, and so it'll give you more inventory space when you're running, and also you'll be able to carry more essence with you if you do train on altars. But apart from that, your new wicked hood you've got, which teleports you to the altars each day, and that we're going to upgrade that, could be one of the rewards, and this will give you better XP whilst in the factory. But for those of you who do still like to run the altars, we'll give you a bit of extra XP as well when you're running altars. And apart from that, there's one more reward, and you won't have to do any payments on the Zedamai banker. You won't have to pay the runes for him, so that should save you some space as well. And apart from being the best XP in game, I think there's some pretty nice rewards, and I definitely think Runecrafting could do with an update. Thanks, Peter.
I know I will not mind never seeing Altar again, mind you. Last, but by no means least, number 5, Mod Hunter, the big game hunter D&D. You have an enviable piece of concept art to back you up, so tell us something about that now, please.
Yes, I'm Mod Hunter, but in game I'm not really a fan of the skill. I find the creatures you hunt are quite stupid. They'll just run into your traps without any thought whatsoever. That's what I'd like to change. So, a bit of backstory. There's some ancient island where nobody ever has seen it. But recently some creatures have been seeping into the mainland, which the hunting expert has been trying to discover. But they've caught onto his scent, so he needs your help to find them. Once you've hidden your scent, he will give you a task. So you may be asked to catch 5 giant chinchompas, quite like Slayer. Whilst you're hunting some, say, normal red chinchompas, you may have a giant chinchompa appear and try and explode next to you, or in terms of defending other chinchompas. You may need to stun it before it attacks you, and similar mechanics like these just to make new types of the monsters that are a bit more intelligent than the current ones. That would be the weekly repeatable content where you can get one of these tasks each week. In reward for this, you will get a hunter token, or 2, maybe even more, which can be traded in for rewards. Some of which could be, say, a hunting knife, which when taken to things which drop skins, such as hunting creatures or even dragons, you may find you get extra highs whilst hunting them. You may also get that cute little pet, if you look at number 4 in the concept art, who could be following you around, tripping over his own ears as he's moving behind you, quite like the little cute animations on the pet Jad. You may also be able to discover a new hunting area filled with a more powerful chinchompa. And who knows for the shark, it could be destroying anywhere. So if you want more intelligent hunting creatures, vote number 5.
Excellent, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, the crack team of QA specialists. Before we cast our votes, a swift rundown. You have seen Mod Adams' player-owned greenhouse. You have seen Mod Lewis R's customizable agility course. You have seen Mod Vicky's statues of Gielinor D&D. Not D&D. I can bring one out. What do you think about it? You have seen Mod Slayer's ultimate. And you have seen Mod Hunter with the Big Game Hunter D&D. These 5 player suggestions that they've championed for you are now yours to vote on. If you look under your seats, or your hands have already been filled, you will find a voting pad. On it are numbers. In a few moments, the voting pad will become active. The voting pad will be excellent. When you cast your votes, you will be able to register 2 votes. 2 unique votes. This means that the last 2 numbers you press will be registered as your vote for this update. If you press the same one twice, it will register as 1 vote, so don't do that.
That's not fair, I wanted to vote for twice.
You have dedicated hands. Ladies and gentlemen, cast your votes now. So what do you think? Let me tell you, we've had several rather interesting suggestions in the 1300 that didn't quite make it. Someone wanted an entire underwater city, which would be cool. It really would. I can think of many ways to make this incredibly good. It's also not a skill update. It's not related to a skill update. And it's engineering. It's a project that would take months. And probably wouldn't be out for summer. So that was one possibility. A good idea, undoubtedly a good idea, but not really a fitting one, and not really fitting with this. We have had many suggestions that we add sailing to the game, that we add shape-shifting to the game, that we add bard to the game. I'm not sure if it's just one bard or the ability to make your own bards. The idea wasn't put through in that much detail. But while all potentially good, We have many developers who could do a great job of this. These are also not skill updates. These are new skills. Any particularly interesting ones? Oh yes, build your own course. Would anyone like to play around a house, except it's not a house, it's a course? I felt justified in cutting that. Regardless, ladies and gentlemen, your time for voting is at an end. Let's now move on to see the results of your voting.
I would scream that my voice is pretty much gone today. It could do with an update, definitely.
A close run thing indeed. Bear in mind a couple of disclaimers here that, number one, just because Big Game Hunter did not win, doesn't mean it's not a good idea. And so sometime in the distant future, we may yet put it in. So if you see it in the game someday and you think, I didn't vote for that, then don't rage. Well, feel free to rage, I'll laugh. And number two, you have voted on concepts. And you have voted on concepts that are yet to be fully designed. They will be very similar to what you've heard. The particulars may change a little. So don't rage. Or if you do, I'll laugh. Regardless, the results. You have voted for the Runecrafting Minigame. Ultimately, Runecrafting will become a part of Runefest next summer.
Yay!
Okay, either one. And thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for turning up in here and listening to our spiel, to your spiel, presented back to you. And thank you very much for casting your votes on this You Be the Judge panel.